This CU podcast segment is brought to you by Into the AM. They have premium, high-quality apparel, including nice graphic tees, basic tees, hoodies, and even boxer briefs.
I'm wearing the Stare Down t-shirt, which
Looking
I like.
good.
Yes, it's very intense.
Got the moon buggy on.
And this one's Luminance, and I love the very bright jellyfish.
That's a good one. And this is the Grand Terrain if you're going a little earthy tones. And that's the Lost Signal if you're going a little more retro 80s themed. They have different collections and themes: space, animal, nature, skull, festival. Shirts are ultra soft, pre-shrunk, tailored fit, and use eco-friendly inks.
Into the AM is running a bundle deal for their graphic tees, which are 3 for $60. And they also have basic tees, 3 for $49.95. Click the link in the description on YouTube, or if you're a podcast listener, use code CONTRI, that's CONTRI, and you'll get 10% off these very comfortable shirts and gear.
Go look good and feel good with Into the AM. We got voicemails.
We do. Tell us about them.
You go to anchor.fm/CU podcast. Leave us a voicemail, and we'll answer it. Right?
We'll do our best.
What's the time limit I usually like, Ian? What I usually say is my sweet
20
spot?
seconds.
20 seconds is great. You say your name, maybe where you're from, quick question, get in and out. You don't have to say love you, love the show. Just
I don't mind hearing it.
I don't need the positivity sometimes. I just like to get through my day.
Hey, Pat and Ian, this is Joe from Chicago. I was wondering if you guys could think of any games that are traditionally not looked at as being very good, but for whatever reason you like them anyway. An example for me would be Jaws on the NES. Now, granted, I do have nostalgia for that game. I remember playing it as a kid, but I actually think it's a pretty fun game. I don't think it's that bad. What would be a game for you? Thanks, guys.
21 seconds. Brilliant. I like Jaws. I gave it 3 stars in the guidebook. Above that, I think I gave it 3.5 or 3. It's a better than average game. Nothing wrong with Jaws. I don't know where the Jaws hate ever came from, to be honest.
Because it's a short game. Mappy Land, Tom Sawyer, Spanky's Quest is not generally considered an amazing game. Bubble Ghost for the Game Boy. All of these are games that are, I don't think anyone really ever sings about. Some of them are better than others, but yeah, no, Tom Sawyer and Mappy Land are two pretty easy ones for me. And I really love Killer 7, which is a weird game with a weird control scheme that just doesn't do it for a lot of people, but it's one of my favorite games.
Next.
Hey, Pat and Ian, this is Greg from Vancouver, Canada,
Greg?
calling in again. I'm curious, if you could have the opportunity to speak to any game developer in the world, who would it be and why? Thanks for taking my question.
Sid Meier would be fascinating to talk to, I think.
Yeah, probably. I'd probably go with Suda51 or Swery, 2 Japanese game devs that I really like.
What's the second one?
Swery.
What did they do?
They did Deadly Premonition 1 and 2 and a bunch of other stuff.
I'm not familiar with those games.
Those are very good.
Yeah, because Sid Meier was, Civilization and like the Pirates games, and those were so far ahead of the time. And I'm just like trying to think, like, what were you thinking and envisioning that sort of system and sort of building those up? Like that's fascinating.
Hi guys, this is Simon from Slovakia, and my question is for Ian. Ian, how do you prepare your famous, not soggy eggplant? Thanks.
So eggplant is really, I love eggplant. It's easy, and you're never going to get it. Soggy is a word choice. That is a word choice. So basically, you slice your eggplant to the thickness you want. I usually do about 1/2 inch, and you lay it on a cookie sheet or like a cooling grate. Yeah, cooling like a cookie, like a grate, a wire grate. And you put it over your sink. You lay out all the eggplant, and you hit it with kosher salt on both sides. You wait at least 20 minutes. Sometimes I'd recommend 30. And then you rinse it off under the sink while squeezing gently. And you do this because it gets all the bitter moisture and juices out, and the bitterness of the seeds, it extracts it. Then you pat it dry. And then you can just do this. A little bit of egg, a little bit of flour with some cornstarch mixed in there, pan fry it up hot. Your centers are going to be tender and creamy. And you're going to have a nice crispy outside.
So I did look up Slovakia eggplant. So they do have a recipe. So I guess it is a regional veggie there. They have eggplants. I don't know if they grow them there, but looks like they do have a dish.
Nice.
So they have eggplant. God, I'm going to butcher this. Oh, that's Egyptian spice eggplant? No, what? I'm finding all these different things. There is a Slovak cooking eggplant recipe. Zapakeni baklazan. So SlovakCooking.com does have a baked eggplant recipe.
All right.
There you go. Who'd have thunk?
Hey, Pat and Ian. This is Nick from Richmond, Virginia.
Hey, Nick.
Got a quick question for y'all. Do you have any favorite comedians? I'm a big fan of Norm Macdonald and Bobby Lee.
Hey, like Norm Macdonald, huh? Yeah, Norm's funny. Yeah.
I don't.
Rest in peace, Norm.
I don't have a lot of like favorite stand-up comedians. It was never a huge thing for me. But I did like George Carlin, of course. I really enjoyed George Carlin.
I feel we did this question a few months
And
ago.
I love Lewis Black.
Saw Lewis Black at college. It was interesting. Ranting and raving was funny. Brian Regan's one of my all-time favorites. He's the comedian's comedian. Everyone loves Brian Regan. He's a great one. Jim Gaffigan is hysterical in person. They're up there. Bill Burr's really funny.
Gaffigan is pretty funny.
Gaffigan's great. Oh, skip that one. Next.
Hey, Pat, it's Andrew from Racine, Wisconsin again. I was curious because I was rewatching old AVGN, and I remember the episode with you at the Nintendo World Championship Cup and everything. Did you guys use like a Zelda gold card or something, or did you buy an AliExpress?
No, we used the real one.
It was Top Gun, and it was Legend of Zelda.
Oh, I thought it was talking about
when you said we, you threw me off. I'm like, you didn't help make those cards.
No, I thought it was. I thought he was referring to the NES Marathon where we did it.
Oh, no. Meant in the AVGN episode.
Gotcha.
The AVGN episode. James made one. God, which one did we make? Which one do I still own? I own the smashed up gold one. So I made the gold one. James made the gray one. That's what happened. So I took a Legend of Zelda and I got the label off. Those labels are a bitch to get off.
Oh yeah, no, they're I've had to I've tried to remove partial labels from a cartridge before.
It probably took like an hour.
Yeah.
At least. He did the Top Gun one, and then we cut it out. I forgot no, we didn't cut out. We did a sticker. That's right. You did a sticker and no one could tell. Like we didn't cut them out. We just did a sticker, a laser printed sticker, and you can't tell from like 6 feet away that it's not. You know what I mean? If you do it in the right spot. Yeah. So we did that. I don't think we cut it out. And then, we destroyed them. And I always go back to when it premiered live at PAX, back when it was PAX Prime. That was PAX West. That was, what was that? August 2011, that video.
Jeez, that far.
I'm fucking old, Ian. James did his panel. I think Mike was there, and I ran on stage after the video, and the crowd, it was like probably 600 people in the audience. It was a big audience.
Holy shit.
It was big. We're talking like the main theater, like talking about how, AVGN is still popular, but especially then the fervor around it. The crowd's reaction, it's probably because someone, when they saw it getting smashed, the collective gasp was like, oh my God, they thought it was real. That's what made it great. That's what made it amazing. And to this day, people don't watch to the end of the video for the reveal that, hey, we're artists, but we're not stupid. We're not going to destroy these games. At the time,
the fact that anyone thought that it was actually real is insane to me.
At the time, that was $25,000 worth of games, roughly.
Right.
At the time, something like that. 20 and 5 they're worth, or 18 and 7, whatever. Like, yes, we would not be that stupid. No. But that was a fun video to do.
Hey, Pat and Ian, this is Joe from Brunswick, New York.
Hey, Joe.
My question is this. Do you think that it should be a standard that games should have the Japanese box art on the opposite side as an option for people in the West, specifically with JRPGs? Because there's always been a debate among the community whether the Western box art or the Japanese box art is better, and usually the Japanese box art, in my opinion, is better.
Any opinions on that, Ian?
I mean, I don't think it needs to be required, but I definitely think, especially with everything being, plastic cases with slips, I'm seeing a lot more reversible cover art. And sure, I think that would be a nice option between the U.S. art and the Japanese art. I'm sure there is licensing to take into account with that. And,
Sure.
Hey, Pat. Hey, Ian. This is Max calling from Edison, New Jersey.
Joy!
I was just curious to know what your favorite bad-for-you places to eat are. I love Taco Bell. I'm a huge White Castle fan, and I wish New Jersey had a Jack in the Box closer than Tennessee. Thanks, guys.
I've been dabbling in Jack in the Box out here because they have a like a weird variety. Oh, get egg rolls, and it's like, why do they have egg rolls? I feel like trying it. They're cheap taco for like $1. I mean,
doesn't taste like a taco, but it's wonderful. It's probably the only thing I like at Jack in the Box.
I can do without, honestly, the cheese slice. I'd rather have without the cheese slice. They throw a cheese slice on a hard shell crispy beef taco. I'd rather almost not have the cheese on it, but like, and just eat it like that. I wonder if you can do that. I'm getting hungry. I'm fasting. No, I guess that's a bad one. Jack in the Box. The burger wasn't as bad as what I thought it'd be when I had it. It was like, wasn't the bottom of the barrel. You know what I mean? It's like, it was okay. Wasn't Wendy's quality. I don't know if it was fresh or not, but like, it wasn't as horrible as what I thought it'd be. How about a Jumbo Jack?
Option three. I love White Castle. And then I have like 3 specific things that I really love from various fast food restaurants that would be bad. I do love the taco from Jack in the Box.
They have a jumbo one. They have like a bigger one now.
Yeah, for a limited time only. I love the beefy 5-layer burrito from Taco Bell.
Is that one I should try? Because the last time I went to Taco Bell, I was very disappointed in the quality.
I don't know that you're going to be overjoyed with it, but I like it. And then, okay, 2 more. Double quarter pounder with cheese. I've said it before on this podcast. I think it's a good burger now that they've used, now that they like do the patties fresh there. It's actually pretty tasty.
That's one specifically fresh, right?
Yeah, that one specifically
fresh. At McDonald's?
But my favorite self-indulgent bag of shit to eat is Wiener Schnitzel. I fucking love Wiener Schnitzel.
I never had a Wiener Schnitzel.
You don't need to, Pat. I can promise you'll be let down. My co-host on Extra Napkins, John, it's the one thing we don't agree on, and that guy will eat anything. He's like, Wiener Schnitzel? That's fucking gross. I love it.
So the hot dogs?
All beef
sausage?
chili. I do the all beef chili cheese dogs, and I usually order the poppers. The jalapeno cheddar bites.
Okay. I was like, other poppers. Before the podcast, poppers. You know what? I got it. Rallies, Checkers rallies.
Oh, okay. That's
the quality is a little bit lower.
Yep.
But damn, if they have a $1 hot dog still. They have $1
Do
hot.
they really?
Yes. It's a legacy item. It's just a regular 6-inch wiener. That's what she said. And with mustard on it, $1, and a chili, a dog variety is like $1.30, I think, $1.40. So, unfortunately, I think they were on DoorDash, and I think I closed them off to the point because I kept ordering them. They're like, this is too far because it's down in Logan Heights.
Yeah, you can't.
A little bit further away. This is the closest one.
I try to keep all my food orders under 3.5 miles away.
Well, that doesn't get you too far, but all right. Well, the problem is, we're kind of cut off in a couple of directions. But
it's real bad for you over here. It's a little bit better for me.
Oh, no,
I'm at the top of Ocean Beach.
Sure. I've gotten ones where, like, I ordered them a few months ago, and then it's like, no, not anymore. And I'm like, what? It's another extra mile? You can't get out here? But anyway, so Rally's Checkers, and they have a really good, I call it the Crownie. It's the half cookie, half brownie, and it's only like $1.50 or $2. Mm-hmm. So it's like you go for, they bulk it up in quantity. That's how they make their money. Next.
Hey guys, this is Nick from the Quad Cities, Illinois, but formerly from Escondido as of about a year ago. Just wondering, since you guys talk about the zoo fairly often, if you ever go to the safari park, which I still call the wild animal park. I always like that better than the San Diego Zoo. Both were cool, but just want to get your opinion on that. I want to make this quick as well, so have a good one.
I like you, Nick. You get in, you get out. So I've only been to the safari park once. I should get to it more often. I have the whatever the pass, I forget what the pass I have. I can always bring a guest, but it's a nice experience. It's probably changed a lot since I haven't been there like in several years.
It's an absolutely wonderful park. Yeah. I love it. I think what people probably need to realize that don't live in San Diego is that it's way further away than the zoo. We can be at the zoo in 10, 15 minutes tops with traffic.
Sure.
Wild Animal Park is usually about 30 minutes away, 25, 30 minutes away. And parking is free at the zoo. It's not free at the safari park. If you have a pass, I think we have the pass that gives you free parking.
Sure.
But it's generally not if you're just going up. And the other thing, I really love the safari park, but I can't do it in the summer. Where the safari park is, it's boiling hot
Where
all
is it
summer
again?
long.
What location? I always forget where it's at.
I think it's like just past Escondido.
So it's northeast. Okay, that makes sense. It gets hotter out there.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely inland a little bit.
It's Escondido, yeah.
It is. Okay.
So it's about 45 minutes, 50 minutes, something like that.
It's not that far. But yeah.
45, 40, I forget.
We go up to play D&D in Escondido. It's about half an hour.
That's it?
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta get out there. Screw
But
it.
anyway, yeah.
I like the safari park because obviously the animals have more. It's like a natural environment, like in terms of like they all go together, they hang out and have fun.
The Australia exhibit's awesome.
But
they
they
got
still-
the platypus there.
They have a platypus there?
Yep.
I want to see a little platypus.
2 years ago they got it.
Oh, yeah, a little
It's
platypus.
awesome. Mm-hmm.
Any platypi? You got more than one?
I think it's just one. There's a platypus cam too, or maybe they have
Oh
two.
my god. Okay, I do a few more here.
Hey guys, it's Wes from Barhaven, Ontario, Canada. I was just have a question about collector apps. I was just wondering if there's one that you guys would recommend. I was looking at the Retro Collector or CLV Games as something to keep track of my collection. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Well, there is a certain NES guide app that's being revamped. Spoilers. That's in the works. I don't use any apps for collecting. I have a Google Drive, Google Sheets doc, which has tabs. I understand the appeal of using the apps because it's like, oh, click on the picture real quick and put it in stuff. I just like using I just put in the time and work for the past 15 or so years of doing the Excel spreadsheet, turning it into a Google Sheets. And that's been fine for me. I have like a tab that has things that I want, which is at this point, I don't even look at it because I'm not really buying that much anymore, and like label upgrades. And then I have, per system, box, manual, or just cart or disc or whatever. And I just check it off. I have a column for notes. If you have it sealed or if you have it, whatever. That's what I use. You use anything?
I don't use anything for video games. I have one Google spreadsheet that I use for my PC Engine stuff. I do keep track of that because I still buy for PC Engine. I need to do a spreadsheet for Game Boy. And then, I use Discogs for my vinyl collection, but I've never really used a specific app for video games.
I got to do one for my PC games. Like it's not out of control, but like I'm probably at.
It's going to get annoying too. It's going to be like records because there's going to be all sorts of
doubles
variants
and things like that.
And weird, at the end of the day, if I can't find the exact record I'm looking for, I just click the cheapest one and add it to my collection.
Oh,
because
that's like that collector out in Japan that has that's hoarding games. They followed them. There was that French video collecting series that went out to Japan. They found a big Japanese collector that has a storage unit.
Yeah.
And he actually literally says about video, oh, I just buy more of the games because I can't find them. And it's like, holy shit, they don't know where they are. And he just buys them.
What I'm saying is, I'm sorry, yeah, that's funny, but no, a little different. If I can't find the right, so when you put records into Discogs, it gives you all the releases of it, and all the printings and all the varieties. And as you would imagine, say a record from 1970 has a billion and one pressings. So if I can't find it, I just find the cheapest one, not the most expensive one, and I say this is the one I have, so I can at least get the title into my database.
You're not saying physically buying. You're just saying I select this one. Gotcha.
To put it in my database because I don't have the fucking time to find out every bit of information to determine what pressing plant this came from.
Exactly. You're not gonna look at the record and look at behind it.
For some of them I do, but a lot of them it's just way too fucking difficult to figure out.
You get into the minutia.
Yeah,
it's like some of the NES boxes.
5 screws and 3
or no, not even just
and,
this one has trademark. This one does. It's like,
right.
Fucking cares. These are mass-produced products.
Yep.
Who cares? What was I going to say? Yeah, I thought at first you were thinking, oh, I can't find a record to find out.
No, that's why.
Like, what you alluded to?
I do get there though. That's why I categorize or I database them.
So I am almost at the point with PC games where I don't know if I own something. I'm like, okay, now I have to check.
Yeah, exactly.
So now I got to put together. It'll just be like a day, afternoon. For the game collection, that was a lot tougher. I do like one or two more here.
Hey, Pat and Ian. This is Chad from Princeton, Illinois. My question's for both of you. Pat, I noticed that you were wearing a Saitama shirt on one of the last podcasts. I know how much you like Gogo 13, which, by the way, I love the video. What kind of anime do you guys like to watch? For example, mine, I love One Punch Man, obviously Dragon Ball Z. I've been getting into some manga lately, but I just want to know your guys' thoughts. Thanks. Have a good one.
You hit mine too, right on the nose. I don't count stuff like, do you count stuff like Voltron? Like that, I looked at it as something different versus modern. But like, obviously, there's some of those that were.
I mean, it
Japan
counts
originally.
Yeah, the U.S. release was obviously edited and different. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
it is anime. For me, I actually don't watch as much as people I think have kind of assumed that I do. My favorites are AVGN. I really liked Cowboy Bebop. I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z, but I adored the original Dragon Ball. It was fantastic. And I'll watch, stuff that Vonnie's watching. Like I recently watched, I've seen the first and third arcs of Demon Slayer. I missed the second one because I think I was out of town when she was watching it. So if I really stopped to think about it and look back, I've got a lot of anime under my belt. But in terms of, and Azumanga Daioh is probably my favorite. That one's great. But yeah.
Could an anime person tell me why these seasons of One Punch Man are taking several years to come out? Like season 1 was 2015, season 2 was 2019.
Budgets, man.
They just can't raise the money, or no one's willing to. Put the money behind
I don't know a lot behind it, but the anime industry in Japan is very, very strange. And yeah.
But One Punch Man, it seems like if I follow it, it seems like it's pretty popular.
It is, but maybe it's more popular here. Maybe they want to move on. I think maybe the way they do anime, to the little I understand, is they release seasons, and there's usually I think there's 3 or 4 seasons a year, and they usually release 12 episode seasons, and stuff that gets really popular, they go back and they do another. So they'll do
36
season.
Episodes per year. Roughly for some?
Oh no, I'm saying there's seasons in Japan, but I'm not saying there's 3 seasons of a show in a year.
Oh, I see.
Here's a fall season, here's a winter season, and these are the anime that these companies are putting out for winter. Here's the animes they're putting out for spring. And I think good anime, I think, sticks in the public conscience longer here. I think the market, the amount of time that the market is viable for an anime is longer here than in Japan, where they produce a lot of it and people pick up new shows every season.
It's more like streaming content where
I feel like for an anime to really get a second season very quickly, it would have to really have a grab on people.
Okay, well, I mean, One Punch Man, I think, is popular enough that it should not take several years.
No, I mean, I agree. I love the first season. I never watched the second season.
It's good too.
But I believe it. But I really enjoyed the first.
But I was shocked that it took 4 years for that, because I thought that this is popular, that I like it, and people are cosplaying it at Comic-Con, and you see people talking about it, and I'm just like, where's the seasons? Voltron, speaking of Voltron, the new Voltron on Netflix, obviously it's Netflix money, they pumped out a fucking 100 episodes in 3 years. It seemed like they just pumped them out, and they were I was like, holy shit, there's so many episodes. I think they already concluded. There's 7 or 8 seasons of it they did. It's a ton. It was too much. I couldn't keep up with it, to be honest.
Which one?
The new Voltron.
Oh yeah,
I watched the first 23 episodes. I can't keep up with this. They're coming out too often.
I watched it all. You only need to watch the first 3 seasons.
Does it sort of run out of steam?
I watched the whole thing, and I mean, I don't regret my time, but the last season's not great, and the seasons after 3, or maybe it's after 4, are a little
running out of ideas.
Yeah,
it's like that last season and a half of Star Trek Next Generation, season 6 and 7. It's like they're running out of ideas quickly at that point. Sometimes you just run out of ideas. There's only so much you can do with characters.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do.
We're running long in the tooth here. Let's do one more.
Hello, Pat. This is Chano from Baltimore. Garth, or whatever his name is, said he'd never heard the full context of the video clips of you that he used in his video.
Yeah.
But I'm a professional video producer of over a decade, and that's literally not possible. The only way to set an endpoint is by watching the footage that came before it. So he was lying, and he knew it. Carl seemed naive, unfortunately. Also, you are one of the foremost collectors of video games in the world. Geoprism, gang gang.
Yeah, I'm not saying Carl was naive on that point. He probably didn't want to get into an argument with Garth, or just took him at his word. But it is literally impossible to do video editing when you take a source material and have to cut it up on the timeline without watching what's before and what's after it.
Yeah,
that's how video editing works.
Yeah, you're not guessing.
It was such bullshit where he said, I don't know what Pat said. It's like, dude, you had to have downloaded my video. You had to download my video, put it on your timeline, and cut the points out. You had to watch it. It's ridiculous. But these are the sort of people where they're bad faith actors, and why should they be honest about really anything? That's what it comes down to it, let alone video editing. From one video editor to another, thank you, Chiano, down in Baltimore, for that.